EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present opening round coverage of the PGA Championship. We're here at Whistling Straits in Kohler, Wisconsin for the PGA Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the championship action. Frank, what's in store for our golfers today under these major championship conditions?
It's a Pete Dye special, Rich. Bunkers, I've lost count of the number of bunkers at Whistling Straits, but already it's been the host of several PGA Championships, so it's a test for the great players of the world. But really, you've got to tip your cap to the designer. He'll tell you that building Whistling Straits was a, quote, once-in-a-lifetime thing. To see Lake Michigan around the golf course, it looks just like it's not real. It looks like you're playing on the moon sometimes. It's an amazing venue.
We're off and running here, and let's take you down to the action at hole number 1. Frank, were you the kind of player who actually...
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it. I tell you, it is long and long. And that, with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Locked in on the read and the speed. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
So just a formality here. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Frank, here at Whistling Straits, bold is beautiful, and this second hole is certainly bold.
That it is. Bold, and if you can hit a long one down the left side, that'll open up a good view of the screen. But believe me, if you miss left or right, you're going to find the sand.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it was a poor decision. But well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here.
Perfect, and in the hole. What a shot. Frank, how about the par 5, 597-yard second hole?
They give you a chance here. If you can hit a long drive down the left side, it starts to open up. But even a drive that finds the fairway down the right side, you might think it's okay, but chances are you can have a blind second shot.
Well, this could be good. That will be a great look at birdie.
Chance for back-to-back.
Nice birdie and a nice little move on the leaderboard, getting to 2 under par. Frank, this golf course is hard work, no question, but every once in a while it allows you to stop and just soak it all in. It is spectacular.
It is. In one respect, it's an enormously long golf course at 7,800 yards. But then if you look away from the landscape itself, it's truly beautiful.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
This is a good-looking shot. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
That had to really hurt Frank because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Nice par to remain at 2 under. Frank, you've played all over the world. How unique is this hole, the 5th?
I've never really seen anything quite like this. On one hand, it's an extremely long par 5, but then on the other hand, you have all these options that are available.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Going with the lob wedge here. Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
He'll need to be strong with this. And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Now over to the 6th hole. Frank, I've been impressed with the play to this point early in the round.
Yeah, it's solid without being spectacular, and that's actually a huge compliment.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Always a little trickier. Club selection is key, playing downhill on this shot. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
And yet another birdie, this time inching into the top 5.
Frank, there's a good reason they call this 7th hole shipwreck. It's 221 yards long, and there is plenty of trouble to the right.
Yeah, water, rocks, bunkers, all sorts of things. But really, when you look at the hole another way, it shapes up for a left to right shot.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
And he's putting for par now. That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, what about the second at the hole they call on the rocks?
A very long, thin, narrow green, so you've got to be really careful on where that flag is located. Otherwise, you're going to have a long putt.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Headed to the clubhouse now for a hot dog and a soda at the turn. But first, a little bit of business here with this par 4 9.
And this is going to take a straight tee shot. Trouble on both sides of this fairway. Also, be very, very aware of the shape of this fairway. It's downhill and slopes left to right.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Good contact, good result. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work. Frank, after laying back on the tee, what's ahead on this approach shot?
Well, that green is slightly raised, so it suits something that's hit a little higher than normal to make it land a little softer.
Well, it's obvious he is in complete command of his golf ball right now. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Now to 7 under par. Par 5 11th, and Frank, just a few bunkers here on this hole.
A few. I've lost count of how many bunkers here there are on 11. Ideally, you want to hit it down the left side, and this really where you take the head cover off, a good long one, because 645, doesn't matter whichever way you cut it, it's going to be a few good hits plus some more.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
And then you try to put a little air under this one with a lob wedge. And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, earlier in the day, we were talking about how this round was pretty much off the rails. I'm shocked that he's put it back together.
Yeah, he looked early on completely out of it.
I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Frank, the short par 3 12th, what are you looking to do?
Well, you think it's a snack. Green straight in front of you, points a little bit to the right, but just getting it and keeping it on the green, it takes some doing.
Beautiful approach shot there and a good chance to take advantage. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, here at the 13th, a lot can happen.
Just a gentle dogleg to the right, or at least the hole moves to the right, plus the slope of the fairway, so you've got to aim left of center. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, this was quite a collaboration between a business giant by the name of Herb Kohler, an insurance salesman with a genius for design. We know who that is. That's Pete Dye.
Yeah, you put the two together and there's no question you finish up with a masterpiece.
A couple of American dreamers shooting for the stars, and they end up with Whistling Straits. Well, that's how it's done. The approach shot is within 10 feet, and another good look. 8-foot putt here. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Now to the par 4 14th. It is a dogleg left, about 396 yards.
Yeah, it really narrows up around that 300-yard mark. So this is another hole, really, where you don't need a driver. But somehow you've got to get that ball in the fairway. Remember, 250 yards, I think leaves 145 in.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. About 110 yards to the flagstick, and that's where the hole is, right at the bottom of it. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
This will be a birdie if it drops. Oh, hello there. Really nice putt. The 15th now, and a 503-yard par 4 here at Whistling Straits.
Well, it's certainly beautiful to look at, but tough to play. Bunkered once again left and right, but it's a hole that you have to hit a driver down here, just purely because of the length of the hole.
Frank, that is position A.
The tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Second shot. Good look at the green. And this is looking really good. Safely aboard. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Getting set to take on the finishing holes here at Whistling Straits. How do you close this out on the right foot, Frank?
Well, this is the shortest of the 4 par 5s at 568 yards. There's a big crop of bunkers down the right side. Just a driver off those is certainly going to make this par 5 reachable.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Oh, it looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he called it. This is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him. That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in. Now, as they say, 300-yard drive, one shot. Miss a short one, also one shot.
That's painful. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. 17th now, and if you have a club that goes 250 yards on a good line, bust it out right now.
And if anything, you want to aim it just ahead of the right. It pays to be a little cautious here because of that mound on the left. It goes down some 20 feet below the level of the green.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green.
Our computer gives us 23 feet, Rich.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. The final hole at a major championship. Suck it up and then lock it up if you can.
And this hole is in. When he goes after it like he is here, that ball just took off the face.
This, the second shot here at the par 4. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Ah, that hurts. Wow. In for par. Well, Frank, round 1 in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.